Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
All right. So,
Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy what I call Moose Day. It is the Tuesday after we had, quote unquote, a Monday off. And maybe that's why I'm hitting the snare joke thing this morning. I'm looking kind of rough. I need to shave. It's a long weekend. We are in Moose Day. So for those of you that are feeling funny, it's Tuesday and you're kind of trying to figure out why you feel weird. Yeah, it feels like a Monday because we've had the weekend off. So welcome to the Java Cafe this morning. Let's go in. It's just me this morning. We had hoped to have Black Media Week, and we are sort of doing that beginning tomorrow, actually. Let me go ahead and do a shameless plug. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., we will be at WGBH. Listen, remember, we will not be here at 9 a.m. tomorrow. We will be at WGBH. You can watch here. For those of you that want to sneak out of work and come over to the GBH BPL studio tomorrow at 10 a.m. February 21st, 2024. We will talk with Richie Cadet, also Dr. Rufus Falk, and also who is my third guest? Dr. Rufus Falk, Richie Cadet, and oh Jesus, this is terrible. I'll have to look in my email in just a minute. Y'all blame it on it being Moose Day, but that's taking place tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And then on Thursday morning, I have the great, wonderful, we don't have a graphic yet, but I have the great, wonderful Janae Alsterhold will be with us from the Boston Globe and a beautiful Resistance. Then on Thursday evening, I'm going to chat with Exit Fame, who is a local artist here from the city of Boston, a talented, gifted brother with a testimony. And so we're delving into the media just a little bit this week. But let's go into the comments and see who is in this morning and say good morning to Mama Java, first one in the building. Good to see you in the room this morning, Ma. Hopefully you're feeling a lot better. Vaughn, what's up, brother? Good to see you in the room this morning. Nicole, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room this morning. Sister Debbie, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Yes, Ma, it is Moose Day. That's what I call it. It does feel like a Monday. Obi, what's up, brother? As soon as Pam get back, I have to get with you and her and figure out when y'all coming on. Michelle, good morning to you. Buenos dias. She's saying good morning. And something with basketball as well. But yes, just me today. Black Media Week again tomorrow. Let me go and find out, Lord Jesus, who the third person is, because my brain is not Dr. Falk, Richie. This is a shame. Kristen Halbert. She's going to kill me. Y'all make sure she doesn't see this episode. Kristen Halpert, Richie Cadet, and hi, Anissa. Yes, ma'am. I looked. So Richie, Dr. Falk, and Kristen Halpert will be with us tomorrow at WGBH. So please plan to tune in there. Talking about media, I want to bring up something that I heard in the media that I find very interesting and concerning. What's up, brother? Vacado, Casual Business Moves in the room over on Instagram. Good to see you, brother. Good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. In the media, I saw that Brockton has had, like a lot of other districts, including Boston, Brockton has had a lot of issues with violence with their students and young people. And there is a request to bring the National Guard into a high school. And now, I'm not a parent of a student in Brockton Public Schools. I'm certainly not a student. I'm not a staff person. I'm not a resident of Brockton. However, I've spent years in youth work. I've spent years going into schools, and bringing in the National Guard to a high school, to me, is not the best move to rectify the issues of violence. And so the interesting thing was that I saw it was a city councilor, and I need to look it up, but he was of color. And that kind of just, I found that interesting because military in the school will disproportionately impact young men of color. And it doesn't excuse their behavior, but we need to pay attention to that. And so I'm going to have some feelers out. I don't know if Lasagna is in the room, but we want to talk with a parent or two from Brockton and get their perspective of what's going on out in Brockton. And so as we're talking about Black Media Week and raising Black voices, that is one of the pillars. I will be transparent. It's evolved into a pillar at the foundation of Java with Jimmy. It was to share information and tell it was from what I knew was going to be our experience in COVID, seeing the platform evolve. It now is also a place where I want to be able to bring our perspective and our narrative told by us here. No one, not many can delve into a lot of the circumstances, the intersectionality, the issues and contributing issues, and most of all, prompt for solutions like we can here. So that's what we're trying to do. Naraki, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Anissa is agreeing. Obi, I'm not exactly sure. And I'm being very adamant about this. Not a parent in Brockton, not a resident, but I do know that there are some services out there. At one time, Brockton was on the White House radar for positive youth development when I used to work for the federal government. Now, that was some years ago. Is that the case still? I'm not exactly sure. But my point is, we need to understand from our perspective what is going on. Again, these young people are acting up, and it does need to be addressed. But the military, let me ask you, an audience, yes or no? Do you believe that the National Guard should be brought into Boston Public Schools? Please reply in the comments, yes or no. Do you believe that the military should be brought into any school system to address issues? Now, this has been passed on to Governor Maura Healey. I do not believe that Governor Healey is going to send the National Guard to Brockton. While that is Brockton, the Massachusetts Black and Legislative Caucus and those of color in the Senate and in the House more than likely will say, we don't need the National Guard there. So I'm not sure. I need to ask your opinion. Do you believe, I can type this morning, I promise. Do you believe the National Guard should go into Brockton Public Schools? Yes or no? We're going to go check the comments, and feel free to give some context after your answer. And let's talk about it for a second. Imagine, now there's some schools here in Boston that have had some issues. I don't know what to comparable degree in Brockton. I've seen some footage on the news and in media. Again, a narrative is being presented. I would presume that more than likely the highest percentage of young people in Brockton are of color. So you believe that they should bring the National Guard into okay. Nicole said something that I need to go back to see Michelle addressed. I saw surgery, so I'm going to go back to that in a second. Obi says no. Michelle says no. Anissa says heck no. Nicole says no. Naraki says no. Ma said more policing. That word just, what? Hey everybody. Chip Goins is in the room. Been in here before and chatted, talked with us before. Good to see you in the room, brother. Go follow him on Twitter, especially if you're into Boston politics and want to see some of these racists get clapped. Oh boy, he makes a I won't say career, but Chip, good to see you. I'm honored to see you in the room this morning. Good morning, Pastor Marion. Good to see you in the room. And Pastor Marion said no. So no one said yes. In here, let me double check on Instagram. No answer on Instagram as of yet. And so let's go into what Nicole said a few minutes ago. I wanted to share that my stepfather, also known as Papa, finished his radiation treatments Friday and rang the bell to celebrate. Hold on. I don't have a bell, but we're going to get one so we can celebrate. I forgot the name of the app. Oh, there it goes. All right. We're about to celebrate Nicole's dad ringing the, when you have these free apps, you got to go through the little ads and commercials. So, but we're going to take time to ring our own bell here. Come on. To ring our own bell for Nicole's dad. And this thing is getting on my nerves. All right, here we go. I think I got it. All right. It may not be the bell that they ring over in that is not the one. I can't find it, Nicole, but listen, we got hand clapping here. Congratulations to Nicole's dad who finished his radiation treatments and rang the bell on Friday. Shout out to him. Michelle responded to that as well. Michelle is saying 100%. Nicole, 100% celebrate with you and your stepfather, as you know, shared on Monday, February 5th. Celebrated 5-year anniversary of stage 0 breast cancer surgery. Prayerful that your stepdad will have holistic health for his remaining lifetime. And also, so another response down here. Auntie Java is in the room. Speaking of ringing the bell. Okay. All right. So we have some commentary about Brockton Public Schools. Michelle says, schools don't need to become like a military state, rather bring in violence prevention programs like From Pain to Purpose, facilitated by Motivated by Math LLC. I know, brother, mathematics. Nicole says, it's up to the parents of these children to regulate their behaviors. It starts at home. That has been a long time debate about it starting at home. We know that, unfortunately, a lot of our young people come from some home. Well, let me reframe that. We talk about telling a narrative. The majority of our homes are doing well. It's unfortunate that from some homes and from the homes where there are two parents, let's keep that 100. Some of our young people, and got to give credit to the parents. Parents are doing, most of them, what they can and should do at home. When these young people get out of the, come on, y'all know how we were when parents weren't around. What is it? When the cat's away, the mice will play. And so I agree, Nicole, the parents have to lay a foundation and tell you're going to school to get an education, to not socialize, not be in a fashion show, to not get boys, not get girls, or anywhere in between on a spectrum of that. You're there to get an education. And so it does start at home. Absolutely. Pause for a minute. Sharon Cornelius. Good morning. Good to see you in the room. Anissa, thank you for the virtual ding for Nicole's dad. Let's go in more into the comments. Pastor Marion asked, why don't they hire a private security company? That would be interesting. All of them have to be vetted, be in the school. I don't know if Brockton Public Schools has a school police department. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I need to reach out to Sister Neva, right? Well, she can't really, she wouldn't, it wouldn't be fair to ask her to comment on another district's goings on, for lack of better words, but I'm curious if they have a similar department out there. Speaking of ringing the bell, Auntie Java is in the room. Auntie Java rang her bell a few weeks ago. So celebrating you, Auntie Java, as well. And she is also saying Brockton High School has been on the downslope. Creativity and security measures is badly needed. No National Guard. That's not a war-torn. Well, leave that right there. She's also saying good morning to those in Java land. Everybody is, listen, thank y'all. I guess y'all got tired of me trying to find the bell. Everybody is ringing the bell, Nicole, for your dad. Please take the phone to him, send him some screenshots to let him know that the Java fam is supporting him. Obi is saying, bring back traditional methods of child rearing and community rearing. And so let's talk about that for a minute. What is traditional methods of child rearing and community rearing? Now, one of those that come to mind is you act up in school, you gonna go home and get your butt whooped. We don't do that too much anymore. From my understanding, you can get in trouble for whooping your child's behind. The Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. The Bible also says, fathers, provoke not your children to wrath. And so that word fathers is universal for parents. Some of our parents have to admit that there's room for improvement. How about we frame it like that? And so what are your thoughts around Obi's comment, bring back traditional methods of child rearing, not just spanking, but spending time with your children? The dinner table. I grew up at 5 p.m. at 25 Greenville Street. You went to eat dinner, no matter where you were, what you were doing. Now, today, my grandfather went in at 3. Went in at 7, got off at 3, and he was able to be home for 5. My grandmother was a full-time a housewife. She didn't work. So 5 o'clock was feasible. What I'm saying is there are other traditional methods of child rearing. Do we even hear that word anymore? Bishop Bragg used to say, raise up, we don't say raise up a child in the way they should go. Train up a child. Are we training our children for life? Are we training our children in the manner of respecting life itself? Are we training our children to be hospitable, to have manners, to say, yes, ma'am, no, sir, thank you, please, you're welcome, excuse me? Some of y'all old, well, anyway. Is a lot of what's going on have to do with the social media challenges? Pastor Mary and I was going to go into that. Of course it does. Of course it does. Folks are up on and social media is a huge part of it. Let's just say that it is. There's a lot of beef going on. Keeping up with the Joneses on social media, arguments, fights over who's boyfriend and girlfriend, and sexting, and all that other stuff. And so social media, generally with our young people, is a huge part of it. Leslie, good morning. Good to see you in the room. She said she knows a teacher who had been reassigned. Spare the rod, Obi, spoil the child. Pastor Marion said, and I know her, so I could actually hear her saying this. These kids will call 911. They will. And so there are other measures before putting your hands on your child. Some of the research shows that there is a perception of some that have studied this, that, that is aggressive behavior. And it teaches that the way you get behavior modification is to incite violence in the form of a whooping. I'm going to go and just continue in the comments. Kids are raising themselves according to what we see and hear on social media and entertainment. Nicole, my daughter goes to Randolph High and she says they have security and police officers with dogs to sniff for drugs. Leslie said she knows of someone that left Brockton schools. They said on the news today that like 30 teachers were calling in a day, which does not help. So you got 30 folks that are in the building that are at least a somewhat, we would hope, maybe they're not there because what we believe is not true, that they're an established presence there and they would be respected. So you got 30 substitutes, if they can get 30 substitutes. So you probably don't have, again, this is speculation. You may not have enough student to teacher ratio. And let's give our teachers some credit. Our teachers are no longer just teachers. Our teachers are guidance counselors. Our teachers are social workers. Our teachers are nutritionists and dietitians. Our teachers are what we used to call lunch mothers. Our teachers are financiers. Our teachers are Home Depot and Staples workers, outfitting their own classrooms and supplies. So can we celebrate our teachers for a minute? Can we ring the bell for them? So there's probably not enough of a staff if you got 30 people calling in a day with these young people. Pastor Marion, my pastor's wife teaches at Brockton High School. Auntie Java, teachers are scared, and that is real. She also says this is generational discord. It started with latchkey kids and young people becoming parents early without mature guidance. Welfare made independent easy with no welfare made independence too easy with no real parenting skills. How about that? Let's delve into that a little bit. Y'all in the big comments, y'all making my face disappear. Auntie, y'all going in though. It's cool. It's cool. So Michelle says to Obi Brothers comment, my mother instilled a reverential fear of God and consequences dispensed by her that kept me my brother out of trouble. We also were pleasantly involved in extracurricular activities, sports, hanging out with positive friends, no time for drama. And so let's really go into that point. When we talk about fearing our parents, that's kind of comes from a little biblical thing, fear the Lord. That is not fear as in that is a reverence and a love so much for that you don't want to be out of place. You don't want to not do, what the expectation of the parent is. And so that is, I don't know if that's really there as it used to be. Obi, the rod isn't always a belt. A firm redirection is the rod, which is ever true north of the reminder of what a Christ-like life looks like. We are afraid of a child calling the police. I remember when parents would say, call them and see if I will love you outside the way you and see if they will love you outside the way we're loving you at home. Now, Obi, that's old school. There's some notes there. You want to go out and do what you want to do. Go out into the world to see if if the grass is really greener on the other side. Teachers rock. Leslie said Brockton High is huge. Also suggesting they should make about 4 separate smaller schools. Auntie is also saying teacher authority has been stripped and kids are not taught to respect that person who is trying to pour into them to be the best they can be. Teachers spend more time daily with our kids. As I said, they're social workers, they're lunch mothers, they're triage nurses, they're sexual health counselors. Nicole, not all superheroes wear capes. Shout out to those teachers. Leslie, extracurricular activities saved my kids. Basketball and singing kept my kids. Michelle said, my brother and I also had respect for family legacy and would never think of doing anything that would disrespect ourselves, parents, or family. For some of our young people, they don't know the history of our excellence. They don't know. This is Black. All right, I'm getting started. Serious. If we hit them, it's abuse. If the police hit, it's discipline. Now, Auntie, that part. I'm gonna leave that there for a second. The system says that parents doing it at home before they get to a point where you have to deal with them. I'm going to get in trouble, but then when you deal with them, I got to go through hell and high water to prove that you abused them. All right. Sharon said, my mother said, if I don't spank you or beat you, the police will. And let me just also say this too. When you spanking your children, maybe this goes with the thing of not showing them that when you love someone, you hit them. I'm doing this because I love you. No, you may be, but don't tell them that. You confuse them. 15 years from now, I'm not making light at all. But is it? It's not that far fetched. 15 years from now, when they're in a relationship, if they have a reference point, they getting beat. I'm doing this because I love you. So if you practice the rod, may I suggest that you don't articulate that in the midst of your practicing. Okay. A couple of other things I want to check in about. I was going to say mass and cast, but our brothers and sisters who are here from other countries, I haven't heard a whole lot since they announced they were going to the seaport and some elected officials pushed back. Now, I don't know if there are other things taking precedence, a priority in the media. Haven't heard a whole lot. So we'll be checking into that as well. Anissa is saying, especially girl children, in the point of if you spank your child, especially a little girl, and boys too. But I seen another comment from Anissa. We're going to talk about that too. We'll close out with that. It's 9:30 already. But yeah, don't. May I suggest to you now? I don't have biological children, but I've been around, seen enough. I've seen impact of all. I've seen impact of lack. I've seen impact of doing some stuff, not doing some stuff. Please don't, when you discipline your children, I'm doing this because I love you. If it's physical in the rod, don't do that. Over on, listen, I went to Christian Academy. Mama Java and Auntie Java about to get called out. So I think this is Lord Jesus, y'all with y'all screen names and Squeaky. Soipanya. Over on Instagram, I went to Christian Academy. Your mother and aunt did not play in that school, nor bring mama or aunt. bring your mama and aunties back. So shout out to Auntie Java. And she was a teacher at Boston Christian Academy. And one of her former students is over here saying that you didn't play. Shout out to Auntie Java. Okay. We are going to get into one little note of some tea. Send them to the seaport. Note that's a problem, but it's okay to send them to our community only. Noted. The other piece is, and I wish I don't know if it was the Globe, and maybe I need to research it, but someone did a study about where these folks are being placed, our brothers and sisters, and they're being placed in neighborhoods that the income generally in those neighborhoods is very interesting. So I haven't seen a report. Michelle just summed it up in one word: inequitable displacement. All right, good segue into a little bit of tea as we get ready to wrap up this morning. So the other night, I'm sitting on Instagram and I'm scrolling and I see a video pop up. And these young ladies are sitting at a table, they're enjoying the food. Clip over to the next video and you can see that they got the check, and you clip over to the next video and it reverses and it shows them coming in. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And so then I read the caption. Said two sisters went to eat at Top Mix, literally got the bill and walked out. What's interesting, as you can probably figure it out now, the owner has cameras all throughout the restaurant. And he recorded them and posted it. And it's not the old school, grainy security video. Oh, no. It's very, very clear. All three of the videos. I mean, clear. So I was saying to Newt yesterday, I said, I wonder if they're from out of town, because if you're in Boston and you did that, and that video got some traction, y'all, just on my page alone, let alone theirs. And so that's the tea that Anissa was talking about. Come on, folks. I'm about to get in trouble. Wow, we got some folks and we got some good numbers in here. Y'all need to practice y'all need to learn some nightlife etiquette. My God. Y'all know I'm out a lot. skipping bills, not understanding that generally in certain areas, and downtown is one, there's an automatic gratuity. Because unfortunately, sometimes we don't tip the way we should. That's a whole nother conversation about supporting people in the hospitality industry. I often get a call, hey, come have dinner. No bill, but I make sure I slip the waitress something in her hand because she's still working whether I'm paying or not. The other piece is stop trying to. If you running late and you trying to get in the club or you club hopping and trying to get in at 1:55 and folks are like, no, and the club is closing, go home. And when the lights come on, go home when security's trying to tell y'all. And this happens everywhere. The let out. And be cognizant of your consumption. Because I was going to say y'all, but I want to say us, so I'm not pointing a finger. But some people, and it ain't always on the bar. Now, and if you're doing something unseemly, but if you're coming from one establishment to another and you're already lifted and you only had a drink or two there, and that puts you over the top, that's not on the establishment. Listen, Black and brown spaces are limited as they are. We have a responsibility while the establishment owners cater to us and we complain and we do this and we do that. We have a responsibility to not do things to put them at risk. Pay your bill, pay your tip. Simple as that. And this happens everywhere, not just Boston. So come on. Anyway, let me I saw Pam in the room and we're going to figure out how to get her on before she gets back. Pam, good morning. She is actually in Chile. I got it right. I think I did. And doing God's work. Anissa is saying that Top Mix video was an embarrassment. It is. Auntie Java said they're going to get an invitation to the court system. They just might. Leslie said, tip them. Absolutely. Sharon, please don't start me with certain cultures. So and it's all cultures. It's all. I know, I'll just say that the hospitality industry in general is very interesting right now. And so we got to support them. Black-owned businesses all across this city. Michelle, Sister Pam, how's the mission trip in Chile going? Though my pledge to make donation to contribute to the cause, I will be fulfilling my pledge. Michelle, thank you for your transparency there. Patrice, good morning, Sister Socks. How you doing? Good to see you in the room this morning. Tiana is in the room. I've been in hospitality for over 30 years, from hourly to management. We need. Sharon said it. Donna, I seen something from you earlier. Let me just go make sure I got it so you won't think I'm being janky in the comments. That's our thing. I honestly think the migrants need to be in communities that look like them. And that, Donna, I mentioned that when the governor's decision. And that can be a contributing factor. But we can't negate the fact that, unfortunately, the communities that look like them also happen to be the communities with the lowest income, median income. And so there's some implications there. But Donna, I agree. The community shouldn't wait for something to happen to the community to speak up. We have to do it before. Show up to housing meetings, public safety, etc. Another thing, for the most part, the migrants stick together. People talking about records, etc., but wasn't even the mass. People talking about records, etc., but why isn't the mass and cast people there? Give me a little bit of context there. But to your first point, I put up a post on Twitter yesterday. Every other year, we see different energy from our electeds. In a municipal election year, our local electeds, city council, mayoral, they get real busy. Year goes down, or the next year, it's the state election. And then our state senators and our state representatives get real busy. Nah, we need you to keep that energy always in an election year and a non-election year. Always keep the information out. Keep posting the flyers and all that. That's all the time. Engage with people that did not donate. and did not make a complaint, but you figure out a way to just send a mass mailing. I know it's expensive, but how do you get stuff out? How do you get the email addresses and door knock? You door knock for votes, door knock for info. Sorry. Leslie said tip more than 15, 20, 18 is, I think, the industry standard minimum. It used to be 15. And I'll tell y'all about my ignorance back in the day. It was ignorance, stupidity. Years ago, I said, I'm not tipping no wait staff any more than 10%. I only give Jesus 10. Why am I giving them 15 and 18? Crazy, right? Thank God for maturity. First of all, that's trifling. Second, I tip very well because I used to be a waitress back in the day, and I remember giving great service, but was tipped a penny. No cap. That's crazy. To Auntie Java's point, Brockton, parent, school, hospitality, wait staff, it all goes back to respect. Tiana says, I love to be a guest about this very topic to have a real conversation. That might be an after dark with a couple of people. I'm actually thinking about how to do that with the industry, some of our Black and brown businesses here in Boston. Wanted to do it this month, but got away from us. Sharon said, 40 years in my experience, we tip less. Don't Christians? Sharon. So I knew when Sharon said a few minutes ago about talking about a certain group. I'll get to your comment 1 second, Squeaky, on Instagram. When she was talking about a certain group, I'm going to be 100. I thought she was talking about us. We can talk about us. Sharon comes in and says, not just us Christians. I run from them. Sharon, if I'm off, please clarify so I don't get in trouble. But oh, that took me out, Jesus. Donna says, we have no idea. The records of people from Mass and Cass, people are asking, why didn't they move them there? A lot of them don't look like us. I got you. I think I do. But I got more context there. Donna, the Cass thing brings up a lot. To go back to her comment, we have no idea the records of people from Mass and Cass. People are asking, why did they move them there a lot? So Donna, clarity. I think me too. You're saying Mass and Cass. I think we're talking about the Cass Center down here. And so I the other day are saying, Mass and Cass too, but the Cass Center. So I think that's maybe where I got a little confused. We don't know about their records. If they have records or were in criminal behavior, where they came from. So that's real, Donna. Quick update. Excuse me. We're supporting 4 families that have lost everything. We are creating a kit of home essentials out the window in addition to the book bags to give to them, from kitchenware, tea kettles, glasses, towels, etc., undergarments, socks, school supplies, etc. And so, Pam, please keep us abreast if there's going to be a connection ongoing or whatever with what you're doing there. Tiana, absolutely. Door knock for info. Sharon said, doctors, lawyers, nurses, stingy tippers, Christians lean towards stingy. Sharon! Opal, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Oh, real. But today they going in about tipping, nightlife etiquette, Brockton and the National Guard, and Top Mix. Pam says everyone should work as a server at one point in their life. I was a busboy. 99 Steakhouse, Valley Steakhouse, out where y'all see Cheesecake Factory and the wonderful little high-end mall with Fendi and all that out on Route 9. That used to be Valley Steakhouse. That used to be the 99 restaurant and Swiss Chalet. Y'all remember the Swiss Chalet hotel chain? That was out there. I was in wait service. But I see I sit in establishments a lot and see it. And Lord forbid, nope, I'm not even going to say it. Naraki, Pam. Hi, Pam. Reach out to me through Facebook Messenger. I have plenty of things that I would love to give to help them. So Naraki, I think right now the easiest thing for her is like Cash App, because she's over there and I don't know about, transport and mail-in and customs and all that. But definitely y'all connect over on Facebook. Real said, yeah, I missed the whole Discord, shaking my head. I'm going to have to rewatch and comment, but there's nothing like in real time. Naraki said, I remember Valley Steakhouse. Yeah. Anissa said, yes, I was a host, busser, and food runner for Legal Seafood. Leslie, even leave tips for maids in the hotel. Now that I haven't got to. Well, for one, I don't have them in my room a lot. Before COVID, I know how to make my bed. They can come in like every 2 or 3 days, but I never thought about that. Leaving tips for the but then you got it. Well, you should leave a note because I've left cash out in the room before and they don't take it, so they better not automatically assume that's a tip. You don't see a note for your service, don't be touching my money. I got everything planned down to the dime. No. Tiana says, as we should, sis. Absolutely. When checking out. Okay. Oh, Anissa. All right. I'm learning some. Okay. Real. What? What? In all thy getting, get and understanding. Thank God for the Java family. I learned something new today. Never left monetary, but what I will do, I have told the staff about service, about the front desk, about the concierge, and what, like, I give compliments because I will complain, but I like to give balance too. When you see that they are really invested in doing going above the extra, now I'm pretty much straight. I'm an expert traveler. But back in the days, I probably didn't dot all my I's and cross my T's and wouldn't find out until I get to said establishment. And all the acting up I would do. Most of the time, I was right. But so we're going to move on. Someone said maids. I didn't say maids. Housekeeping, Sharon. Housekeeping staff. Java, let me find out you don't leave a tip for housekeeping. One, they don't be in there enough. I didn't know. Y'all not going to judge me. Real said, sounds like we have dotted those same and I crossed those T's all the way up. First of all, you got a typo. So your clap is a little quiet. Sounds like we haven't dotted those same and I crossed those. I don't know, but I get what you're saying. Tiana says good reviews. Where'd she go? Good reviews and compliments go a long way as well. A kind word. Thank you. Absolutely. Pastor Marion, I serve in 24/7 kids ministry at my home church, Eagle Heights Cathedral. Kids all ages are among my favorite people. Sharon says doorman too. Okay. All right. So next time I travel, when I leave, what you go. The other thing that the industry needs to think about, especially with valet, a lot of us don't carry cash. And so I've been in situations where I'm looking at the valet and I'm like, you got to swipe. I've even asked people for their Cash App. And so, yeah, we're going to get ready to, it's 9:46. We've been in today. Real said, Jimmy, do me a favor and get some new Java in that cup because you're going to make me bring out the old real one. I'm going to behave. Shout out to Miss Teresa for the Java with Jimmy cup. Shout out to Miss Teresa for the Black History Month. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. This is a shame. I thought this was the Black History one. Java with Jimmy, elevation, community awareness. We need to know knowledge, impact people. So, see, Leslie's with me. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm doing better. This is, I don't know what city this is. This is Boston. Real Boston media. See? Maybe the camera's messing it up. Donna said, I cash app tip sometimes. Just tip Java with, listen, y'all hold that tip. Y'all know I only open up the tip jar twice a year. Birthday and anniversary. So about a month away. All right. It's 9:48. We're going to get ready to go. Just want to keep a couple of things in mind for you. Don't forget, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., we will be at WGBH, lifting Black voices with Dr. Rufus Falk, Richie Cadet, and also Kristen Halpert. And then also on Thursday, we'll have Janae Ulsterhout with us from the Boston Globe and A Beautiful Resistance. And then kind of skipping past, but we got to book her early. Next Friday, March is Women's History Month, and next Friday, our wonderful Congresswoman is kicking off Women's History Month with us next Friday at 9 a.m. A special Java with Jimmy on a Friday with Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley. She will be with us. All right. The other thing I wanted to mention, tomorrow night at 8 p.m., I will be at Grace by Nia, hosting their Let It Flow Musicians Jam Session and Singers Showcase. We are at Grace by Nia formally once a month. Also, a couple of other things to keep open. March 15th. Just keep March 15th open. Nia asked me a couple of weeks ago. She said, "Jimmy, you a promoter now?" And I was like, no. Then a couple of days later, I got offered a nice space, and all I got to do is plan it. And so March 15th, we gonna have a nice event, kind of pre-anniversary kickoff, then the anniversary. March is crazy. March 21st, Thursday, WGBH. March 22nd, the Red Cup Awards, and March 23rd, the day party at Estella's. Eventbrite and more information is coming out in the next few days. All right. So that is it for me this morning. Don't forget, we won't be here at 9. Tomorrow we will gather at WGBH at the Boston Public Library. I can see you making and cleaning. Squeaky said, I can see you making and cleaning your own room. And I learned how to do the pillows, and I learned how to do that little fold they do in the sheet, and it got the little levels. I'm not gonna lie. One day I did ask housekeeping to show me, because I usually, when they're in the room, I don't like to stay in there. And just I don't like to be in there, let them do what they do. And it's also a safety thing. And so because they tend to be women. And so I usually leave. But this time, I think she came before I could get out the room. And so I was trying to get out. She went and moved the pillows. I said, "Can you show me something?" And I asked her to show me. So I know how to do the pillows. If you got the right pillow, though, you can't be, well, never mind. I'm going to get in trouble. All right. Announcements are done. Shout out to Eagle Heights. And Michelle Job with Jimmy Fam. Have a blessed day. Michelle, you have one as well. Shout out to Eagle Heights. Tiana said that we are ready. Tiana, thank you for being here today. Definitely appreciate it, sis. Y'all show her some love. Nicole sent me a video in inbox, and I'm skeptical when I get stuff in inbox, so I have to watch it. I got to go back and watch it. Real said, Jimmy, watch when I said, sorry, whatever. We got it documented. I think he just threatened me on social media. Let me not say that, because the algorithms. We're getting off of here. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Don't forget that changes are coming to the power grid, especially to Hyde Park, Mattapan, and Rosendale. So here's some more information about that.
To ensure a brighter future for your community, Eversource will be making key enhancements to the power grid, boosting reliability and resilience while helping meet clean energy goals. Join our info sessions, share feedback, and learn more about the project. Together, we can achieve an even greater impact. Add your voice to the conversation. Visit eversource.com/yourvoice to learn more. That's eversource.com/yourvoice.
Now, before Real gets me, I know the flyer said for the event we had last Thursday, but the information is still the same. All right. So you guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. on WGBH. You are able to watch here on YouTube, on Twitter. Oh, no, you're not. You're only able to watch here on Java with Jimmy and WGBH's YouTube page. I just remembered that. That's not as far out there. All right. I'm off of here. UCB, you all get an hour today, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. over on WGBH. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.